Good morning, campers. I'm your camp guide L. My guest today is Kartik. Would you like to briefly introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Kartik, one of Latham's longtime friends. I'm in Seattle, fellow raver, aspiring. Actually, I'm DJing now, so we can get into
Okay,
that.
that's good.
Yeah,
Today we'll just be sitting around the campfire chatting about whatever comes up. We usually start with a shared deep breath to recognize each other's presence, and then we'll say whatever comes to mind.
let's do it.
This really pulls in the viewers, a few seconds of silence at the very beginning of the chat.
Yeah, well, that's why if you ever see the like podcast nowadays, they'll have like a little teaser in front of the podcast itself. Like they'll have a
What are
teaser
they?
of all of the you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So what I'll do
Yeah,
is I usually find a good clip from it, and then I'll put
yeah.
that on Instagram, and then so that's sort of the
Okay.
pull, and then they go to the full episode, and then but
Yeah,
I iterate every time. Like I've got subtitles in the reels now. I've got
yeah,
little text that says full episode and bio. The teaser is a great
yeah,
idea. I should start doing
yeah,
that. Like pull them in with like the best elements, and then yeah, I like that.
yeah. Like if you look at so one of the podcasts I really enjoy is Diary of a CEO. Have you ever watched that one?
No.
So it's this guy. He interviews a lot of great people. He's just a great interviewer. And the show has just gotten better. He's been doing it for quite a while, and just like yours, he's iterating it constantly and every time. And at the beginning of his episodes, they'll have like a little teaser of like they'll get snippets. His chats are usually about 2 hours or so. He'll get a couple snippets, and then he'll just put it, and then it'll be like a little cliffhanger,
Yeah.
at the end. It's like, okay, I want to know. And
Well,
so he's doing,
Cam does the same thing with his
yeah,
podcasts. He'll have like the little
yeah,
like stingers at the front. Sometimes a little bit of
yeah,
music before you get into it.
yeah,
Quite compelling.
yeah,
I'm not sure how much work I want
yeah,
to put
no,
into this, but because I only have 20 viewers on a good episode, but that would
yeah,
be fun. I'm having fun playing with it, and yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I love it. I haven't seen too many of Cam's, but I'm really proud of that guy. I remember when we met him around the time that we met you, he had just been talking about it, right? And it's really nice to kind of see him kind of do that and do it as well as any other podcaster I've seen. So that's really
Wait,
nice.
so I'll put a link in the uh, description of this video. Cam is our mutual
Perfect.
friend who has his
Yeah,
own podcast where he does interviews with people, and he interviewed me on his podcast. So I'll put a link
yeah.
down there in the description. And so,
Which,
Cam lives in Seattle, as do you.
yes,
And we were just talking before the podcast about how we met.
yes,
Now, I met you at at a concert,
yep.
and I met Cam at a polar plunge at someone's house.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you two already know each other, or how did you meet?
So we met after that. Have we already met Taylor? So I don't know. I'm blanking on the timeline, but basically, so I don't know if you know Taylor and
Did
Nicole.
Taylor and Nicole
They were,
host the Polar Plunge? I know them very well, but I know that you
yeah,
knew them before.
yes. So we knew them, and I had been trying to get to one of the polar plunges, but it never. We didn't end up doing that. But we did end up going to a white elephant party that Christmas or like around that holiday time at Taylor and Nicole's, and that's where we met Cameron, Shan, a whole bunch of other people.
At
So
the end
that's
of
when we
20
met.
at the end of 2022, after you met me.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so interesting. So just for the viewers, Taylor and Nicole are a couple who live in Seattle, friends of us. They for a long time they hosted a polar plunge
Yep.
like monthly at their house where all their guests would go to Puget Sound and we'd link arms and jump in together. And then we'd come back to the house and eat a huge meal that he had prepared, like a beef stew or Oh, it was
It was
such a good like bonding experience. Just amazing way to like make friends and build community.
Yeah, no, Taylor, the all of the stuff that they were doing was really, really great. We lived in out in Renton, so it was about a 45-minute, almost an hour drive each time. So we didn't make it to too many of those, but it was really special what he was kind of putting together, and it inspired a lot of what we ended up doing with our own kind of Ray fam that we started as well. So it
So
was
it's
it was it was
what's interesting to me is that I found that polar plunge randomly. I was bored
yeah,
and I was like, I want to. This is what I do sometimes. I don't have anything to do. I go to meetup.com and I'll just see what
yeah,
looks interesting. And I did
yeah.
that and I just happened to scroll across it. It wasn't because of any mutual friends and I just showed up there. And the fact that
That's
you
cool.
already knew them means that
Yeah.
I think we were destined to meet in any scenario.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and I think
And Cam
it,
as well.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We met, I think we met them at that was after. Yeah. Um, so sorry, Corey is chiming in with information on the side. Um, she's getting ready to go on a beautiful walk around the lake that we live here near Lake Washington.
Lake
It's
Washington,
actually a
which is
nice.
just south of Seattle.
Yep. Just well, it's large enough that like so there's Seattle and then Lake Washington is like to the east and north and south of it. It's a pretty massive lake, and
Wait,
then
what?
we live on the very
It wraps
southern tip.
all the way around? Because you live south of Seattle.
Yeah, yeah. It's so it doesn't wrap all the way around. It's just so like if Seattle like proper is like this big, like Lake Washington is like this big, right? So because
I
it goes
lived there
up
for
all the way.
10 years and I can't visualize where Lake Washington is.
Well, you probably never came over onto the east side much.
I was on the east side all the time. I lived and worked over there.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know what I can't help you there.
It's coming back to me now. It's coming back because Seattle's like basically this little spit of land, and then the
Yeah.
water. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then you got Sound on one side, and then you got Lake Washington on the other side. And
yeah.
then you got like Lake Union right above it. But yeah, so we live right on the very southern tip of Lake Washington, the most southern point, and in Renton. And there's a beautiful park right next to where we live that just kind of wraps around for like maybe 3 miles or so. That you can just kind of walk along the lake. And so I've been living here now for about 5 years since I moved here just after or like during COVID time, and so I've been really enjoying kind of this area. But um, although I always considered doing a polar plunge into the lake here, I would do it a couple times, but not. Yeah, this is kind of like the bottom like end of the lake, so it's like not the greatest to to to
Like
jump into. Not
pollution,
yeah.
you mean
There's just like a
trash?
lot of there's just a lot of algae bloom. Thankfully, there's not too much trash. There's not that much trash. There's just a lot of algae bloom. It's not the cleanest. Because then it goes from here out. It funnels out to the Duwamish River, I think. Is
Does Taylor still do the plunges, or is that kind of in the past now?
I I don't know for sure. I haven't seen because I like they used to have meetups and they used to have I think Facebook events and all that. I haven't seen any of those lately, but I don't know. I did see them recently at a show. We ran into them and they were engaged, which was really nice. So,
Their wedding is coming up. Cam's attending their wedding
oh,
sometime. It's right before Shambhala, in fact. It's the weekend before Shambhala.
hmm,
So Cam's spending an entire long weekend with at Taylor's wedding, and then he's coming to spend another long
another
weekend with me at the Shambhala Music Festival in Canada, which
perfect.
ties together a lot of strands for me
Yeah,
and the rest of the Ray family in Seattle.
full circle. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, no, it's been so yeah, they're getting married. Yeah, a lot of and then Michael and Kate just got married. So a lot of our friends that we kind of made around that time. big things, big changes happening. So it's exciting time. You are now also seeing
I'm
someone. So
dating. I'm dating
yeah,
now for the
yes,
first time in 2 years. It's been 2 years since I was last dating. I've been extremely single for 2 years, and I'm now in the very early stages of dating Niffer, who lives in Philadelphia. And I'll put her Insta in the description as well.
yeah. How's it
In
feel?
fact,
How's
let me
yeah.
make a note of that. Where's a pen? Yeah, let me make a note here.
Yep, I've
Okay.
got my notes and pen here too. I don't know. I just like it for some reason. This is it's just a habit. Like when I'm in work meetings, I just gotta have my notes here. It just seemed like it was an important thing for me to just have my notepad notes here
I got
for
it.
for
Yeah, of
this.
course. I always need a
Yeah,
notepad.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so Nif and I
how
were
is it?
both
Yeah, go ahead.
interviewed. Nif and I
Yeah.
were both interviewed on Cam's fabulous podcast called Who Are You? And
Hmm.
again, that link is in the description. And he said, after interviewing both of us, he said, "Hey, you guys have a very similar story." And so
Okay.
he told us about each other, and we watched each other's podcasts.
Mm.
And I slid into her DMs, and
Ah,
that was about 3.5 months ago.
yeah.
And we've been dating for about almost three weeks now.
Amazing, amazing. How's it feel?
It feels so good. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
early days, but we feel a very strong alignment.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy for you too. And from the brief interaction that I've had with her, I mean, she seems great. And she seems just great vibes. And
So
so
right before the chat, we had a few minutes to talk with her. She hopped in before
yeah,
her next meeting, before her next adventure. So I was very happy for you guys to meet because you're both very important, and I think you have similar vibes. And I was just really happy you guys got to chat for a little bit. The first of many
yeah,
chats, I hope.
yeah, absolutely. First of many chats, and hopefully first of many camp chats to come. Oh, there's a little cameo
One
by
of our
Corey.
previous guests, Corey, making a cameo.
Yes.
Nif watched Corey's episode yesterday of Camp Chat.
I see. What did she think? Or did
She
she have any?
thought that there was a lot of good content, and she wanted to help me chop out the best parts for reels and then get those heavily promoted,
Okay, okay. I love it. So
which
does
is kind of
she?
her, which is like her specialty.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I haven't you know, found out what she does and everything. So she does a lot of content and like
She does a lot
Instagram
of
influence.
content. She does a lot of content related to having presence and living in the flow, and I would say living a good life. Really, is most
Okay,
of what her content is oriented on.
okay,
And
I love that. I'm excited.
she also just documents a lot of her crazy adventures. Like
Yeah,
she'll
no,
put on
I
costumes
love.
and just go rampage around town, and she'll just document that from her point of view, and it's very entertaining. Yeah,
Okay, okay. I'm excited to kind of get to know her and dive in. Especially because yeah, I know we're not I do like promotional stuff for like shows and everything. But I think in the future I want to start also kind of doing more and content wise, especially as I start to develop as a DJ and an artist. So I want to kind of bring my social media presence and game up to a higher level. So it'll be
it's
good
important.
to kind
It's
of
important.
yeah,
She'll have some good tips for you.
yeah. No, I'm excited to pick her brain about it. It'll be good.
You're the
Yeah,
second DJ in a row I've interviewed. Interviewed Jeff, the DJ,
yeah.
Turnt Up. I interviewed Turnt Up, hailing from Kelowna, British Columbia. He's a skilled DJ for many years. He plays festivals and shows around the Kelowna area. So, and now
Okay.
we have Cathartic.
Yes,
Did I
yes.
get that
I'm
right?
probably just gonna use my name. I've been thinking about this, and as I would like tell people, and I just realized like my name is cool enough. So probably just gonna do my name Kartik, and then I do have a an Instagram that's not it's not live yet, but I have created it.
Do you have a
for like
SoundCloud?
my music. Huh? Yes,
Do you have
I do have a
do you
SoundCloud.
have anything that we can anything you want to link to the viewers? Just
I'll send you the links. I
got it.
I'm it's early days. It's early days, but like this is a dream that's been a couple years in the making. And as you know, like I've been just kind of collecting music, putting together vibes, and learning the actual mechanics of the DJ and everything. And it's kind of culminating. This is the year that I've decided to kind of be like, hey, I'm gonna play some shows. I'm gonna take this to the next level. So luckily, I've been fortunate enough to meet and become friends with a lot of great local DJs and artists and producers, and just kind of really help out with the local scene. And so um, I've got a lot of friends that just said, "Hey, just let us know when you're ready, and we'll put you on." So it's the ball's in my court now, and so I've decided that this is the year that I'm gonna make that happen. So um, tentatively, there is a show that I'm targeting to do like sometime in May. So a friend of mine said, "Hey, just let me know by the end of March if you're ready. Submit a mix, and then so we'll put you on the show for like an opening slot in May." So that's what I'm targeting for. So I'm kind of using this winter to kind of get everything, really all my ducks in a row, get all my collection together, practicing the mixing on Lucy, the decks that you so graciously have been allowing me to use. It's been an instrumental part in getting me to that next level where, because I'll just be used on there and really, really kind of getting into the groove and the mixing style that I like and that I want to do. And been taking that out to after parties and just friends' houses and house parties. But so yeah,
That's great. I'm so happy it's getting used like that because
it is.
I bought it. I bought this deck, high-end
It's the
amateur
pun.
deck is how I would describe it. It's not a pro deck, but it's pretty darn good. And
Well, I mean,
I was gonna start mixing, and I just never used it. And then Kartik, you have such a good home for it, and I'm just happy that it's getting out there.
oh, it absolutely is. I just the other day was having some friends over, and I was like, and one thing I noticed, you know, um just kind of about myself. I was talking to Corey about this last night. Is like I find myself sometimes I'll be on there practicing, every day and and all the time, and then I'll kind of go through like a week or two just not really on there, not really doing much of the actual practicing. But what I realized is I I do there's something that I was listening to the other day. It was about push energy versus pull energy. So what this concept is like, well, when you have like motivation or drive to do something, there's either two ways that the energy can come from it. It's either you're bringing it from yourself and you're pushing and you're driving towards it, or it's just something that you are called to and it's pulling you, right? And so I was noticing like some days or some weeks it'll be like a lot of push energy. I'll be like, oh, I should really get some practice in, or I should really do this, or a lot of shoulds, the
Should I
sinister
was
nature
gonna
of
say that's a lot of shoulds in a short period of time.
yeah, a lot of shoulds, right? So, and then I'm like, okay, so this is where I'm like bringing the push energy. But then other days it'll be like, oh, we'll have like an after party at a friend's house after a show, and then I'll hop on the decks there with my USB, and I get just such a energized I just get so energized by it, and then I'll come home, and for the next few days, I'm just on it. I'm practicing different things. I'm doing new music, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's the pull energy. So it's like when I'm out there and I feel that energy, it's like, oh, okay, that's the pull, and it doesn't even there's no thoughts even that come in. I just find myself and right in front of it, and so having that there, and just having it available, no friction to getting there. it has been really a blessing. So I really thank you so much
Of course.
for that. And
I'm just so
it's
happy that I
been
happened to randomly buy it on a whim, and then I feel like it was meant to be, you know?
I do too. And yeah, it's funny. Like people will come over and they'll see all the stickers and they're like, "Whoa, like, are you a big drum and I didn't know you were into drum and bass." I was like,
Drum and
I'm a
bass
little
for the
yeah."
culture.
So then I'll tell the story and then I'll tell them about you and about your camp free hugs. I'll show them the
Which the
little
sticker is right on the QR code is right on the front.
yeah.
Camp-free hugs.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing, you know, not just what you've kind of given to me for helping my uh artistic and creative journey here, but also what you're creating with Camp Chat or with Camp Free Hugs, I mean. So I'm really excited for all of that to kind of come to fruition this year. I know you've been working really hard on that, and I see it, and it's really nice to see you thriving uh, in this way specifically with community because you know when we met you and I we spoke about this before like we were both kind of building our community, right, and we were both kind of finding our own kind of way and how to kind of navigate in the spaces that we found ourselves in, and now here you are, you're creating those spaces. So I'm really proud of you. I'm uh, really grateful to see just how far you've come, and really grateful to be a part of this whole journey, and just doing this thing together, man.
I
It's really
appreciate
been
that
nice.
so much. And really, you helped me so much. I mean, I went through many changes in the years that we were in Seattle, and I was headed toward a destination that I could envision, but the path wasn't always a straight one, and you were always there, and I could rely on you. I just really appreciate all your help and support. It is so valuable to me.
Yeah. Oh, appreciate, I love that. I love you, brother. Hmm.
I love you too, man. And someday we will be together at Camp Free
Yes,
Huts.
at Camp Free Hugs. Hey, and I'm gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing a set at Camp Free Hugs. I'll make sure to bring some D&B bangers just
You better.
to
You better.
yeah, to keep you on the dance floor. I know you'll be there around, but like I gotta keep you on the dance floor, so I gotta throw in some D&B bangers.
What is it like
Yeah,
to play live? Can you tell me more about that?
yeah. So I remember. So I've been playing at like house parties and after parties where the stakes are just lower. So it just kind of feels like well, I mean, my perceived stakes. I mean, the stakes are whatever the stakes are, whatever I say they are, right? But my perceived stakes are, hey, these are just my friends. I can just throw on banger after banger and just and let it go, right? Like I don't really have to worry about, oh, let me like take it on a journey and like give the crowd a break for this. Like, you know, I don't have to really think about a lot of the things that I'm starting to think about now, which is actually which is great because I'm getting a really new found appreciation for just the art of crafting a set, you know? So, because that's what I'm working on now. But like in the last year, when I've just been out there, just playing house sets and playing at friends' parties, um, one of the things I'll remember is I remember when I would put on a track or I would like do a nice little transition, and yeah, it's nice when you know your homies say like, oh yeah, that was great, that was cool, right? Yeah, that feels great. But what felt really great was when someone I didn't know, someone who didn't know me, comes and looks at me and like we like lock eyes, and then they're like, oh, that was good, that was good. When that happened for the first time, that it's almost ineffable to say like what it really felt. It just felt like pure energy. It just felt like a pure because the energy the music that I was putting out, the vibe that I was putting out resonated with someone that I didn't know, that didn't know me, right? It resonated enough for them to kind of give me a feedback loop back and
Yeah.
to show that they appreciated that they were dancing, and then it just sent it back right back to me. It was just the natural flow of energy, give and take, ebb and flow. And being a part of that cycle, it just felt like it was the it was exactly what I was meant to be doing at that moment, right? Like it was it was exactly what I was. It's like the flow state, but a little bit different because it's not just me, you know. It's a flow state with someone else and with an audience and with the crowd. And right, you know, it's just been smaller crowds and smaller groups of friends for now, but the the energy and just the just the way, like, you know when you drop something and you'll hear just like ooh, you know, you just hear the like, ah, what? Or and some people will come up and be like, what is this song? I'll be like, okay, 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 this is good, this is good. You know, it just feels good, and it just gives me more uh, excitement to keep going and keep bringing like the music that I know that I have been resonating with and that I have been thoroughly enjoying, because that's what I've really been doing for the past 7 years or so. What I realized is just collecting my favorite tracks and music that just really that I love, right? And once I found out that, or once I realized that other people really like the music that I was playing, because I would be at like a festival, and we would just be hanging out around at camp, and I would just be playing music on my speakers, and you know, multiple times random people would be walking by and they'd be like, man, who's playing, like, what are these dope tracks, like, who's playing all this? And you know, that felt really cool, you know. And I wasn't even considering anything, doing anything kind of like DJing at the time, but I just loved collecting good music, and what I felt was good music, right? And trusting and learning that other people could also resonate with that and feel the same, and then building that kind of confidence, and then starting to meet a lot of DJs that were doing that, and then learning from them and seeing what they're doing, and then realizing that, wait, it's like, hey, it's actually pretty, it's not as complicated as I thought it was, you know.
Yeah.
And then at one point it was just like I was just in the crowd probably after my, I don't know, 500th show or something, the 1,000th show. And then I'd be like, I was like, I want to be on that side. I want to be on that side. Right. And then, so once I made that decision, that's when it was just, okay, how do I get there? Right. And so that's where
That's
I'm
really
at.
cool.
And so, yeah. So, I mean, to roundabout way to kind of answer your question, what does it feel like? It feels like, um, so one of the things I always think about is any musician or any artist, or especially with music, even a DJ, like even if they're not producing their own music, they're still creating a vibe. They're still creating. They're putting together what they feel is a mood or an energy that they're trying to do. I feel it's an extension of their energy. It's an extension of their soul, if you will. And so to be able to do that and have it recognized and have it enjoyed and have it, it feels like acceptance. It feels like connection. It feels like pure, um, pure energy. So I love it. I love it. And this is why I'm so excited to continue and keep pursuing it, and um, make it. This is because it's the creativity. This is the creativity that I want to instill in my life, right? For a longer time, I felt. I wasn't a creative person because I was like
Wow.
I'm in a I'm in a corporate job, you know. I'm in a corporate job. Growing up, my parents are always like, yeah, you got to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, and like the arts doesn't that's not gonna get you money. So I was like, okay, well, fine. So in coming up from that mentality, to slowly understand that, oh, not only am I a creative person, but everyone is a creative person. So to kind of come to that and then be like, oh, okay, well, if everyone is a creative person, then I get to choose how I express that creativity. And so this is the way I'm choosing to do it for now.
So I relate to everything that you said in so many ways that I don't even know where to start. I have like
Yeah,
7 topics that I wrote down that I wanted to pick up on that.
yeah,
Uh, I'll just go with the most recent one first. So
do it.
studying arts versus sciences. So
Yeah,
I have at times thought that I do find a creative outlet in my work,
yeah,
but it is engineering and it does need to
yeah,
meet a certain specification. Uh,
yeah.
and I was complaining a little bit to Cam,
Uh-huh.
saying that I wish I had more of a creative career. Like I wish I was a music producer or an artist. Like I really want like that outlet. And he said, okay, well, let's look at your situation right now. You have a solid,
Yeah,
stable job. You're able to pay
yeah,
for your creative endeavors. You have time to do them. He said, there are
yeah,
so many creatives who would kill to be in your exact
yeah,
position right now.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I feel that as well because you mean you we always hear about the starving artist stereotype or trope, right? I mean, how fortunate are we that we don't have to be that way? You know, we can. I mean, of course, do I wish I had more time to spend on the creative endeavors? Sure, of course, but it's not about it. It's about taking that time for myself, right? It's about where do I want to do that, and the fact that I'm able to. I mean, I feel gratitude and that I'm just so humbly blessed by the ability to have all of the nice, comfortable life that I'm able to afford while
Yeah.
still pursuing a creative endeavor such as this. And so I don't take it for granted for sure. That doesn't mean I don't complain about it sometimes, but the complaints the complaints are less and less as I realize more and more that when I look at it truly from an objective lens, um, there's really, I mean, it's there's not much more I could really ask for because one of the things that I always think of is like what is my definition of freedom, right? Um, and so for me, freedom is the unencumbered ability to put thought into action. So so when I think about it like that, anything that I can think of that I want to do, I can essentially do. So
And you
to me,
are.
that's freedom.
You are doing
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Exactly.
It's so cool to have a dream turn into reality. And I've been experiencing
Oh
that
yeah.
with Camp Free Hugs.
Yeah.
I put together
So
the
tell me.
guidebook, and
Yeah.
I was expecting to start off with, 2 or 3 people. Actually, there's only one person that I wanted to come out for Camp Free
Yeah.
Hugs. Uh, Kiko. He lives in Boise.
Yep.
I
Love
met him.
Kiko.
I
Yes.
met him through you,
Yes.
and he came to Shambhala last year with me. He was the only person that I knew there that was like coming with me. Like I know lots of people there, but they were coming
Yeah.
by themselves. Kiko came with me,
Yeah.
and he just that
Gotcha.
one person, he changed my whole experience of the festival. It would have been a very
Yeah.
different experience without his energy and his vibe, which is very chill. It's
Yeah.
minimally chill, which was really nice counterbalance to the way I normally approach these festivals. Uh,
I bet.
and he let me hang out his camp the entire week, which was a very chill
Me.
camp. Everything was
Mhm.
cool. It was such a refuge from
Yeah.
going to the super heavy bass stage all night. And
Yeah.
I would say riding the rail, but there is no rail. Riding the actual physical speakers. So anyway,
Yeah.
so
Inserting yourself into the speaker.
yeah, literally into the speakers. um, which is the only place I know of in the world that you can do that. Um,
Yeah.
so anyway,
Yeah.
I thought of my idea for Camp Free Hugs was we would set up a beautiful campsite, peaceful refuge, and Kiko would come. That was my
Yeah.
vision for Camp Free Hugs. Well, we're going out with
Yeah.
a dozen people this year.
I love it.
It's pretty much every
I
person
love it.
all my closest friends in Seattle, and
Yep.
and then we also have Camp Free Hugs Virginia, which had
Yes.
a dozen people last year, and I've 70 people on the maybe list for this year in June.
Wow. So
And
tell me about the, I had heard about it, but what was the event and everything?
the Virginia one.
Yeah.
So the Virginia Camp Free Hugs is just camping. I found this
Okay.
beautiful, luxurious campground that borders on glamping, and it's just a
Mm.
very comfortable vibe. You don't need to bring anything. You can show up and rent all the gear. It's ideal for first-time campers. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and that's it. It's just camping. And there's no
Okay.
itinerary, there's no plan, there's fun stuff to do in the area, but we just hang out and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Did you bring your family, your kids and everything?
My kids and my mom came out.
Yeah. Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, that's great.
Y-
We almost got my brother
Yeah,
Andy,
and
but
then
he went to a festival in the
oh,
area instead.
Andy, man, he's a festival machine. He's
I don't
he's a
understand
show.
how he does it.
I mean, I get it. I mean, how old is he now? He's
He's 6 years younger than me, so there's 39.
okay. Okay, so he's actually older than I am. I thought he was a little bit younger, but I mean, he's got that young energy then, because he's just going all the time. But I get it. I mean, because if his first show was when we met him, I mean, I had already been raving for 10 plus years at that time, so he's just making up for lost time. That's what it is.
Same for me. So I was looking through
Yeah.
the so we were talking about earlier where I polar plunge where I met Cam, and then the weekend after that
Yep.
was a Halloween rave, and then the weekend after
Yeah.
that was Andy coming up and us meeting you
Mm.
and him getting into the raving scene, and then I was going more through my photos, and it was like every weekend, every weekend for like six
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
went
No, it was
so
the same.
hard that first year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same for Corey and I, because that was our first year together when we met you, and then I think we pretty much had some event or rave for every weekend for the first 2.5 years. Um, Probably went a little bit too hard, since we both kind of hurt our bodies.
Yeah.
Had to slow it down, and so.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I feel fortunate that my body lets me know when it's like, hey, we're not doing this anymore. So we gotta make some changes, make it more balanced, right? So now it's about coming to more balance. Because before it was just more going out, being in the crowd, making the connections, and then it was just a natural progression, because now I want to be on the other side and be part of putting on the events and creating the vibe and doing the music. So it's just it all happened as it should.
For a while, I think it's natural to want to be on the other side once you get so into something because you want to be part of directly
Yeah.
creating it. And I felt that pull for a
Yes.
while, and I've made my peace with the reality that that is not going to happen. I have other
Yeah.
ways to
Well.
contribute. Everyone has their own unique way to contribute, and actually being involved in making the music is not uh and there is a lot more to it, than just making the music. But I did actually
Yeah.
make some music recently.
You
I
did.
I produced 2 tracks.
Okay. All right. Where can I hear them?
And they're very embarrassing. And I created two mixes, and you're talking about the transitions. So I put together a mix
Yeah.
in GarageBand, and I took like
Okay.
30 songs that I liked, and I cut out
Yeah.
all the parts that I liked, and then I
Yeah.
put them all together. And then of course, you have to transition between everything. And getting
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
transitions right, like moving pixel by
Yeah.
pixel, second, not even second, tenth of a second until the transition is perfect and syncs up. And when you nail it, it feels so good. I can
Feels
only
really.
imagine what it's like to
Yeah.
to, to do that live.
Oh, it's really amazing, especially because, well, first that's amazing. I want to hear this mix. First of all, please send me
I'll send it.
a
I'll send it
link
to you.
so that I can hear it. Yeah.
It's
But I will
so
say,
bad.
yeah,
It's awful,
it's
but I will send it to you.
yes, yes. But to your question about how does it feel to do it live, it so I really enjoy so the kind of music that I like more progressive house, melodic techno, deep house, a lot of rolling grooves, a lot of just long transitions, just seamless kind of like where it's just one big kind of single song or track where it just feels very
I've
seamless
never
from
heard one
like
of your
from.
sets. I think I deserve to
So
hear
this
one of your sets since you're playing them on Lucy.
You absolutely do. I will be recording and practicing, so I will be sending and I'll be putting everything up on my SoundCloud too. So, you absolutely will. So these are the kinds. So what I was describing is these are the kinds of sets that I enjoy. These are the kind of music that I enjoy listening to out in the crowd. So like if a like a tin liquor set, right? You know, just going out there, just one, just kind of moves slowly, like blends seamlessly into the other. Um,
Oh, Tin
and
Liquor is
as
incredible.
opposed to
So Tin Liquor is a progressive house
yeah.
artist, and their sets. You talked about a set telling a story, and I'm at the point now after
Hmm.
200 shows. I don't go out as much as I used to. I almost never go out. We're talking every 3 months at most. And the only festival I go to is
Yeah,
Shenandoah every year. I don't travel
yeah,
for anything anymore. But what was I talking about? A set telling a journey. So I can now tell the
yeah.
difference between someone who's just playing tracks and someone
Mm,
who's bringing you along. And there's such a difference once you
yeah,
realize what that is. And so Tin
yeah.
Liquor, the entire thing builds and builds, and it just goes into this infinite groove, and you just want it to go on forever. I love it.
Uh, exactly, and that's the stuff. That's the kind of style. That's the kind of music that really gets me, and that's the kind
Nice.
that I want to do. And so, doing those kinds of transitions, like when I nail something that I can tell, like if I didn't know that I had done a transition, like if I could tell that it's just seems so seamless, just I don't know, it just feels like okay, it's like I don't know, it's like you just cooked a really good meal, right? And then it just came out perfectly, and then it's just like, oh, how did you make this? I don't know, I just threw it all together, but like it just feels like a it's different from because what I'm trying to get at is the it took me a while to kind of get to that point where I can really understand how to line up the tracks in such a way that they're phrased properly, understanding what phrases are within a track, understanding how to properly manage the different frequencies so that things aren't clashing, and then listening to it so that the volumes for like the lows, the mids, the highs, when to bring in what, when so, and then just kind of keep practicing that over and over just to kind of
So
get something
as I
that
was
sounds.
putting the mix together, the final that was the final nail in the coffin for thinking I will ever be a music producer or even a DJ who plays other people's songs, because I just became
Yeah,
so profoundly aware of how much I don't know and how long it would take
yeah,
to gain all that knowledge and end up being a profoundly mediocre
Well,
Uh,
if you say so, if right? But I mean, I get it. Like it is a lot because you get to a point where you realized you start to know how much you don't know, right?
yeah,
Before, when there's all the excitement, you're like, oh, this is great. Let me get into it. And then when you start getting into it, you're like, okay, there's no end. There is no end to the
years,
music,
years
right?
and years, decades even, and you're still gonna be, yeah,
And so, but for me, I mean, eventually I do want to also produce music. So, um, but I think the that is a pursuit for me that I am excited to kind of dive headfirst into because I love like so I used to play a lot of video games growing up, and I still do from time to time, but most my free time is now switched over to the music. But I loved RPGs and like
same.
just massive and so so you know how intricate they can get, right? So
Oh
I would
man,
get deep
it's a
in
deep.
yeah, so
Same. I go so far
yeah,
down the rabbit hole. When I started making a spreadsheet, my definition of a good game was once I have to make a spreadsheet, I'm like, okay, this is a good game. This is, I'm in this.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, back in the day when we didn't have like we didn't even I remember back in the day we didn't even have YouTube when like the original Final Fantasy 6, 7, those games like we would have to go to game FAQs to pour through and like, hey, how do I get this? So I just like am
Game
writing things down
FAQs.
and printing out. You remember that site?
I'm Gen X. And I can
Yeah,
remember, I actually did this. I was playing Metroid.
yeah,
I think it was Super
yeah.
Metroid, actually. And I called the
Yeah.
Nintendo Power helpline. And I had someone answer the phone, and they guided me through getting part of this map that I couldn't figure out. I did that.
My goodness. I love
On
it.
my landline.
Love it.
On my landline.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, so we would have game FAQs and they would have like maps in like ASCII
This was
text.
before that. This is pre-game.
Yeah, I know. And
Uh,
so yeah, when and then you dive deep into this game and then know all about it, know all of the stats and know all of the things. And I love that. I remember as a kid that would be my most exciting thing to do. I remember losing or just hours and hours would go by in a blink like that.
Yep.
And so so now that same thing happens when I'm trying to understand the DJing and the music like I'll just be researching music production things that I know that I'm going to want to know later, so I'm just already categorizing like all of the
It's the
information
same
that I want
thing,
to
right?
keep for
Just
myself.
geek out on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm geeking out about that, and what's really nice is that 'cause this is something that I can kind of share more widely. With video games, I mean, I had a great group of friends that we would all play together with, and I think video games are very important for um, the creative expression and play. It's good to have play in this world for everyone. And I think it's a great way for developmentally as growing up. So I never, I mean, my parents were probably not the happiest with how much I've played, but looking back on it, I am so grateful to be able to have had that time
I'm not happy with
because
how much I played.
it
I'm very unhappy with how much I played, in fact.
Well, I mean, of course, everything is a balance, right? Everything is a balance trick, right? Too much of a good thing. I mean, you can drink too much water and you'll die. So like, it's too much of a good thing is never good for anyone. But learning that balance is I think something that's we learn and we try to do every day, right? And I know I do because that's where the shoulds come in. It's like, oh, well, to balance, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. But like, no, I mean, everything's in a balance, right? I'm not doing that right now for a reason. And it's just trusting my intuition, trusting my body, trusting my energy, um, and being kinder to myself.
You talked about pushing and pulling. Yeah, when you talk about pushing, there were more
Yes.
shoulds. I think that
Yeah.
many people, especially in our culture, are so focused on the push, push every day, grind, hustle, and me
Yeah.
too. And part of my of where I have found personal growth over the last few years is just surrendering to the pull and just feeling the energy
Yeah.
and feeling where it's and just having some humility and being like, okay, let me be guided, for a little bit. Let me just
Yeah.
put my pack down and just see where that flows.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it can be tough because not everyone, like for instance, I've been trying to uh just get a better paying job, right? So I've been in this position for 5 years now, and you know I just like everyone, just want to make a little bit more money and just have a little bit more freedom to do things. And so I spent a lot of time in this market trying to you know get my get my interviews and get my resume, and cover letters and all that. And it is my least favorite thing to do, right? But of course, whenever I sit
Tell me
down to
about it.
do something creative,
I don't ever want to look for a
yeah,
job again, ever.
right?
And I
It is
intend not
it
to.
like I haven't.
I intend to never look for another job again. That is my goal. I
It's
want to
it's
retire
it's the
out of where I'm at
most,
right now.
and that's what I'm looking for. Just somewhere where I can just park myself, where I
Yeah.
actually enjoy. Because the team that I'm on and the product that I'm working on right now, there's just it's kind of come to its natural conclusion for me for my involvement, I feel. And now it's just there's I'm not really learning anything new, so I feel like when I'm not really learning anything new, it's time for me to move on. It's just been a challenge lately because I mean the tech and financial market is been a bit strained with a lot of people being laid off last year. So a lot of people are looking. So I'm still fortunate to be able to look while I still am
Yeah.
employed. Um, but it's that thing where it's like, okay, hey, I'll sometimes sit down to practice or do something fun or creative, and I'll be like in the back of my mind, it's like, hmm, what could we be doing some applications? Could we be doing some interview prep here? Or like, and I was like,
It's such an
come on,
it's such an energy drain. And same, like
it
even
is,
as I sit right here doing this, which I absolutely love, I'm like, well,
yeah,
I could be go getting a certification in, cloud software or
AI,
something
right?
like.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll see people be like, oh yeah, I'm getting this certification, I'm getting that certification. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm putting together mixes and
Exactly.
and, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, well, maybe should I do this or like that again? Anytime I start hearing the word "should" in my brain, there's an alarm goes off in my head. I'm like, no, 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 no. The
Yeah.
sinister nature of "should." Yeah. But I mean, it hasn't been easy necessarily to get to this point where I feel um, comfortable in listening to the kind of the flow and following the flow of what feels right to me. And just kind of trusting myself, right? Because for a long time I thought I didn't trust myself, and I didn't trust the that I had a good sense of what I should be doing or a good intuition about things. But just throughout the years, and Corey's helped me a lot with that actually, and just seeing all of the, and like you said, you were saying when we were talking with Nif how we'll be out and we'll just 10, 15 people will come up and, we'll just have a, you know, a great time, and they'll be like, oh, hey, we haven't seen you in so long. And or just it's so good to see you again. Just just trusting that my presence enough is alone is enough, has been something that I've really been grateful to kind of accept about myself. So whenever those shoulds start coming up, I'm like, okay, alarms are starting going off. Yeah.
And you referred to Corey, who again is your partner. She was our guest on a previous
Yep.
episode. Such a wonderful person. And Nif is a friend of mine who lives in Philadelphia. We met recently, and so just to give some context. So
Yeah.
Nif
Yeah.
does, and again, Nif's Insta will be in the description. She
Hmm.
does a lot of flow work with her hula hoop duck. She
Oh, okay.
she has many vids where she does hoop flow, like light up hoop flow, and yeah, it's really nice. And she said that really helps her get into flow in the rest of her life
Okay.
too. Like she's locked in even for
Yeah.
just a few minutes a
Mm.
day, and then that translates into the rest of her life.
No, I really like that. There is I really really like that because I think one of the things that
Thought you might.
I've Huh? Yeah. Yeah, one of the things I've noticed is that if I'm too much in the head, as soon as I do something physical, like just go for a hike or go for a walk or something, it just really kind of gets out of that loop. And flow, I haven't really found any flow kind of specific one that speaks to me just yet, but there is this one that I've been trying out is just like rope flow. Not
Okay,
necessarily a
I don't think
rave
I've seen
thing,
that.
but it's almost more of yeah, it's almost more of like an exercise thing. So like people are just doing rope flow, and it's actually really great for spinal health because it gets really into all of the little erector spinae muscles. And
Yeah.
so since I've had some disc issues, it's been really
Do
a
you have
good
the
kind of
do you have the
exercise.
ropes with you?
I do have the ropes.
Can we see them?
Let me go get them.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. So these aren't like really the rave ones, but these are three different. So it's basically like these kind of ropes here, and they're really nice, solid ropes, and they're weighted, right? So
That
that's
looks
not.
hard.
This is not a jump
That
rope.
looks like a workout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this one, I think it's about um 2.5, 3 pounds. This one. Then there's a lighter one here. So this one is just more for kind of warming up and or doing it more faster. But these are nice, kind of really solid ropes. And what's really nice is as you're kind of doing it, first it's really doing getting a connection between your left and right hemispheres of your brain because you have to do it from one side to the other, and you're trying to do these kind of formations or patterns, and getting once you're nailing those, it's creating new neural pathways in your body and your brain
Huh.
to really yeah, just kind of just get more brain plasticity in your and it's a great workout. Like you'll do it for like 15 minutes and you'll start feeling um really a lot of muscles that you don't normally use, right? Because
Mhm.
it gets a bit of fluidity in there. And so I haven't done as much in the last over the holidays as much, but I'm definitely planning to get back into it. In fact, it's such a nice sunny day today. A friend of mine is having a flow meetup in Bellevue that he invited me to just after this around 3, which was perfect because we had shifted the time for this to come
Nice.
earlier. So it's
Glad that
all
worked out.
just following the flow,
That's right. We
following the
floated. We
flow.
flowed into your flow meetup. Your flow meetup flowed. It's flowing now.
Exactly,
It's flow all the way
exactly,
down.
exactly. Yeah, no, the hula is really cool. I'm excited to check out her content and see because I have a friend who also does hula, and like when someone is really good at it, it just really looks incredible, and it just looks very artistic and very
She says she's
mesmerizing.
still
So
learning, but she's very, very good.
yeah, yeah. So apparently Corey found this on her walk just
What?
now. Yeah, apparently she just found this on her walk. Do you want to come tell everyone about it? No, she doesn't. Okay.
One of our
It's a
favorite ducks
tomahawk
is,
duck.
yeah, one of our favorite ducks is very similar to that. It's like
Yeah,
a
Mohawk duck. Sorry.
punk rock duck.
Okay.
Yeah. There's actually a caricature of it right there on
Yeah.
the wall. Uh, I'll
Huh?
show it to you. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
The actual duck is in Lucy. Our most important and valuable ducks ride on Lucy's dashboard, which is my forerunner.
Oh,
I do have a
okay.
picture of it.
Oh, in your yeah.
So our punk rock duck was present when this caricature was drawn.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
He doesn't have the tomahawk. He has like the punk spikes.
Yeah.
Corey, I was
It's
just saying
Mohawk.
that
Tomahawk is the
one of our most
whereas
important
those
ducks is
hatchets.
kind of similar to that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So someone else is planting ducks. Someone took over my duck scheme in
Someone, yeah.
Seattle.
They're like, oh no, the duck man is gone. There's no more ducks, so someone took up the mantle.
More likely a child dropped the duck. Was that the part?
Oh, it was at the park. Apparently, a child must have dropped the duck. But
Pretty interesting that you found it today.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
trying. I don't actually believe in any like what's called woo woo. I think it's referred to. Have you heard that term? Woo,
Oh,
just
okay.
woo. I think.
Well, do you believe in Master Oogway? Because Master Oogway says there are no accidents.
Did you hear
Who's who's Master Oogway?
Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda?
Oh, Kung Fu Panda.
The turtle.
The
The
turtle, right?
turtle.
The elderly turtle. But so
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
I don't believe in woo.
You don't.
I actually
Okay, you
philosophically
don't.
am a strict materialist. But there have been so many
Okay,
strange
what?
coincidences surrounding me, well, generally just what's been happening over the last few months that it does make me wonder sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So what does a strict materialist mean? I don't quite know.
Uh, I'm not sure how to
Like
describe it actually.
what you is it something to do with like what you can sense?
Yeah, exactly.
You
If it's
can
not available to your
you only
five
believe in.
senses, then if you it doesn't it shouldn't be assumed to exist.
Okay. Well, so let me ask you a question. Do you believe that there are things that are real that we cannot sense? So let me say, can you sense Wi-Fi? Can you sense radio waves?
Yeah, those can be sensed with the proper
Right.
instruments.
But okay, okay. But you said your five senses, right? So you're saying,
Well,
okay, if we can create an
you're
instrument,
helping me
it's
expand my definition. That was a very off the cuff definition.
yes,
I can come back to you with something else,
yeah,
but you are going to,
okay,
as we discuss this, then yes, you're going to help me refine my definition, which I do have a good sense of it. I just can't express it precisely off the cuff because I didn't know that the discussion would go this way.
no,
But that's the beauty of Camp Chat. Well, Wi-Fi,
yeah,
for example.
yeah,
Like I
no,
have
because
internet, so clearly Wi-Fi
yeah,
exists. I can turn on the
yeah,
radio, so radio exists. Like there's evidence. I guess evidence is really the word.
yeah. Well,
Evidence.
yeah, so just evidence, right? So, I mean, the thing with evidence is it gets expanded over time as we create more and more instruments and more ways to perceive the world around us, right? Because before, you know, we thought that light was everything before we knew like light was the prism, and then
Yeah.
you see that is made up of things. And then not only that, but light itself gets expanded, the whole electromagnetic spectrum. There's so like visible light is such a narrow band of the entire electromagnetic spectrum, right?
Yeah.
So, and now we have instruments that can measure certain things, right? And then we have things out there that we know exist, but we can't measure it yet, right? Like we have dark energy and we have dark matter, right? So so there are things that we know for sure that we have in the past been able to sense or detect or see or hear or feel or with instruments. But over time, there have been advances that allowed us uh, to see or detect them, right? So it's the what I see as woo woo is just that, hey, I believe that there are further things that are out there that we just don't know, understand how to detect it yet, or how to conceive of it yet, right? So when you say like a coincidental thing, right? So I mean, sure, we can say, hey, this whole planet is a coincidence. The fact that the Higgs boson is precisely at the very measurement, so that gravity so that matter can coalesce and create gravity at the very precise thing. That's a coincidence. Like, why does it have to be at that one thing, right?
It's
So
not a coincidence.
if you believe it's not a coincidence,
The fact that we can observe it means that it is that way. So it's actually reversed.
right?
It's like a puddle. Have you heard the
Okay, okay.
analogy that a puddle looks around and says, "My God, or my gosh, this puddle is perfectly formed for me. What a coincidence that every little crack and cranny is made just for me."
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So yeah. Well, and that's when
It's a coincidence because we don't understand what's behind it yet.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. So what Corey was saying is something may look like a coincidence just because we don't understand if there's anything behind it yet. But what you're saying is because we don't know what's behind it yet, you don't believe that there's something behind it yet. But if there is evidence, if we do
I didn't
find
say I
that,
don't
hey,
believe that
there's
there's
some
something
reason.
behind it. I said that I don't know what it
Okay.
is, and I'm not gonna
uh,
state that it does exist until there's evidence.
Yeah.
I don't want to make an
Yeah.
incorrect statement.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then again, I guess that's not really materialist because you're still saying that, hey, I don't know, but you're not saying that there isn't anything. So you're not quite
Well, I
just a
don't think there's
materialist.
anything that's
So you
I
do,
don't think there's anything that's non-material. Like everything that you're describing, like light, whatever, all that stuff, that's all material. It all propagates through atoms and
yeah,
electrons. So I'm definitely ruling out anything that doesn't propagate
yeah.
through like quantum entanglement at the
I mean,
you know, quantum
yeah,
fluctuations is what
and
I meant to say.
the energy is material too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's all just forms of energy. Yeah. So it is. So you do
But like
believe in the woo. It's all the energy.
well 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 that's a very broad that's a very broad word.
Yes. Well, so I guess what I'm trying to understand is what is your definition of woo?
I mean, I guess I would
Is it
ask you,
just magic?
well, yeah, I mean, let's get specific. Like, what would you say is a
Yeah.
non-materialist belief that you have? Not maybe belief isn't the right word. What's
I
a non-materialist sort of position
yeah, I
that you
don't
hold?
well, I don't know because I'm still not clear on what the material one is. But I guess it's
For
that what
example,
we've decided here is
here's an example. Let me give you one specific example. The when I hear the word woo, my very first association is crystals that give off a certain energy, and if you wear a crystal, then it's going to do something material for you. I understand that a crystal can, if you're
okay.
thinking it, if you're thinking about it all the time, you're like, I have this courage crystal or whatever. Yeah, you may have. I mean, I wear a Spartan helmet. One side is bad, and this gives me
Yeah.
courage. Even when I'm at the gym, I'm like, would a Spartan quit? Because I'm looking at myself doing squats, but that is material. I don't think that this actually has an aura that makes me stronger or tougher.
Sure. But your thoughts are the ones that are creating your experience and your reality, right?
Well, that I mean that is absolutely true.
Because
Of course,
yeah,
that's all we have are our input and our
yeah,
own thoughts.
yeah. And then it's funny with the crystals because the world runs on crystals. Like if you look at a battery, what is it except just the transfer of energy between salt crystallized ions, right? So you have salt crystals that are moving energy around.
How did we get
Um,
on this topic?
the
I I I have something else to say.
um
So it reminds me of, so I work in
okay,
software engineering, and when you're testing
yeah,
software, you send it to quality assurance, and quality assurance's job is to break it, basically. And
yep,
there's a saying in quality assurance that if something seems to be happening randomly, like it fails 25% of the time
yeah,
randomly, it's not random. There's
yeah,
another variable that you aren't aware of yet. And once you track that down, it will
yeah,
become evident that it's not random. So I will accept
yes,
that there may be another variable that we don't know of that is causing coincidences or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to make some sort of
yeah,
assertion about what that is. I can say we can search for it
yeah,
and look for evidence, but I'm not going to say that exists, that this specific thing exists. This is the specific explanation for this coincidence. I'm not going to say that
yeah,
until we
yeah,
have evidence. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist. I'm not going to say
yeah,
that
no,
it does exist,
yeah,
especially when
completely,
it's so
yeah,
ill-defined.
completely fair.
Like, like the
Yeah,
woo,
completely.
like what is the explanation for the fact that Nif and I, that the day I was doing a polar plunge, she was also doing a polar plunge. The polar plunge where I met Cam, she was doing her own polar plunge on the same day. Is that a coincidence? It is.
Yeah.
Did something cause it? I don't know. Like, what could it, God, the
Like,
universe, another force? Are we in a
yeah,
simulation? Like, I don't, until someone gives me an explanation that has evidence, I'm not going to accept any of that.
explanation. Okay.
Question.
Yes. What's your question?
So remember that
we,
guy that was.
oh, go
You
ahead, go
got
ahead.
me. You sucked me into this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I say we sucked in our
So
previous
remember,
guest. She can't resist.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, okay. So remember that guy that said that he doesn't entertain people that have like
Unformed opinions.
unformed opinions.
Yeah.
So really, it's
Not fully formed opinions.
not fully formed opinions. So essentially, you're not necessarily like you may be a materialist, but what you're talking about is you're not going to entertain somebody who doesn't have a fully formed opinion and can actually back up what they say with some sort of logical reasoning behind what they're saying.
Mm.
Right?
Well, ideally, evidence. I don't think logic is that good of a tool. But yes, you are stating my position exactly.
And try to uncover evidence supporting the thing that they're saying.
Mm.
Right?
That's exactly my position. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So, yeah. And then we also found the definition of materialist.
Oh, hit me.
Materialists believe that matter is the fundamental reality, that everything, including consciousness, thoughts, and emotions, arise from physical matter and its interactions, rejecting non-physical entities like souls or spirits.
Yes. I guess that's more
Yeah.
narrow than I had.
Okay.
That's more narrow than I had thought. That's specific to the nature of consciousness.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree with that. I've thought about that for a
Yeah.
long time. And I had to conclude that that is accurate. But that's more specific than I had thought. I had thought that it applied to many other things.
What did you conclude about the nature of consciousness?
That it arises from material, that we actually are not conscious, in fact. And I think a lot of
Okay.
people who start thinking about this enough, they don't want to accept that we are not conscious, so they end up saying that everything is conscious. All the universe is consciousness.
Oh, okay.
But I think that is
The
less
universe is
likely.
conscious.
Yeah, but I think that is less likely
Okay.
than we ourselves are not conscious. Or we have the same amount of consciousness as this Gatorade bottle. We're just atoms and electrons bouncing around. There's nothing special. Like, when does this change into this? It doesn't. There's no difference. So I guess maybe saying that everything is conscious and nothing is conscious is really the same thing.
Same thing, right? Yeah. So okay, so I think that's where we differ, because I am of the position that everything is consciousness. So that reality itself is born from consciousness trying to experience itself.
I think it's just a coincidence that we exist and that we're just atoms being pushed around by our DNA to try to keep themselves perpetuated.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Well,
though.
what's the coincidence there?
Someone once told me that there's many roads you can go down in philosophy, and only the ones that are going to
Of
make
course.
us a better people and live a better life are the ones worth pursuing. And once you realize that it doesn't really matter, then you really just stop thinking about it.
Exactly. I mean, it's the saying that, what is the meaning of life? Well, it inherently has no meaning. Then people can take that to be a nihilistic view, or they can take it to be a pure freedom, because you can, whatever meaning is whatever you assign it, right?
Why does it need to have
So,
meaning?
um,
Why is meaning important?
right. So for some people, that's their
What
whole pursuit. They're like, what is my purpose? What is the meaning? What does it all mean? You know?
what is
But
the meaning of
and
the
so that
meaning of life?
what? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is not my question. I'm my for my purposes, my meaning is to have experiences, right? To follow my highest excitement at any given moment.
Yeah, can't disagree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and so I think well, and that's why, you have all of these institutions of, philosophy and religion to kind of um, give people an opportunity to discover that, or, give people a way to um, find solace in their suffering. But that's the thing, right? Like, when most people believe that uh, they want to understand why they're suffering, right? Without them realizing that most suffering is all suffering is coming from within their own mind and within themselves, right? Pain is real, but suffering is not, right? So, but
Let me
that's a difficult thing for people to understand. So,
let me read you the definition of empiricism. Have you heard the word empiricism?
empiricism, yeah, I have,
So when I
but
said
what's the
materialist,
definition?
what I meant was empiricist. So let me read you the definition.
Okay.
Empiricism is the idea that knowledge
Yeah.
comes only, or perhaps mainly, from sensory experience. It's an estip,
Mm.
estipenem- epistemological view which holds that true knowledge or justification comes either only or perhaps primarily from sensory experience and empirical evidence.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
that is a
Okay.
statement of
Yeah,
what I
that
was
makes
trying to
sense.
communicate. Yeah.
So, so, um, so you've
We
had
might have
a psychedelic trip or two.
Well, I don't like to talk about that on camp chat.
That's all right. That's all right.
Some
Um,
people have had psychedelic trips. That is a thing that happens in the world.
yes, that is a thing that happens. And I guess I would be curious, and we can have this discussion another time, where the empiricist view, or how that falls into, because, like, does that all rise from just neurons firing in a different way than
Absolutely,
how
it
we normally
does.
fire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not like you're tapping into a different frequency or wavelength of consciousness, because that's the way I kind of see it
it's all coming
sometimes.
from inside the person who's experiencing the trip. It's a great way to connect, in my opinion,
Yes.
or I have heard that it is a good way to connect with what is inside your own head, but that is all that it is. And our subconscious is all, I mean, our conscious mind
Okay.
is it's just a tiny little boat bobbing on the ocean of our subconscious. So being able to plunge in there and see what's going on,
Yes.
I think is very interesting, but it doesn't,
Yes.
it's just neurons. It's still just neurons.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Um, So neurons.
This is just one man's opinion.
It's interesting. No, it is, but it's also, it's not just because I have other friends that that also subscribe to this, right? Where um where consciousness arises from the physical, right, instead of the other way around, right? So I'm coming from the the school of thought with that the physical arises from the consciousness, and so it's just a different way to kind of see, uh, different way of understanding reality. But it's like, when I always like to say, or I was the way I think of it as is, it's not the body that has a soul, but it's the soul that has a body. So soul is like it's just energy, and then we've just compressed ourselves into this physical form, to play this game, to play this reality game here. So it's like, you've heard of, like, in the woo woo community, they'll say, "Oh, your higher self," right? So that is the true self, right? And then we've it's created this avatar, uh, this body avatar, to come here and play this Earth game, right? So we come here, and then we gain experience, we acquire skills, right? We level up, right? It is the
Hopefully,
greatest open world game that's ever been. Huh?
hopefully, some leveling up
What,
happens.
what, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if if you don't, but you do level up. I mean, there's just an annual marker, the point where the
Not
sun
everybody.
returns, right?
Not
Then
everybody. Not
that
everybody levels up. Some people level down.
no. Well, the way that I no, the way I'm looking at it is it's just the marking the passage of the return, right? So, like, you don't have to level up in terms of, like, like, it's not like you gain enough experience and then you get to level 2 or level 3. You just, the passage of time means, okay, now, like, I'm about to reach level 38 in a couple months. It's just marking a passage of time. Now, have I used this level to gain skills and experiences? Yeah, sure. Some people don't, right? Some people just sit around and front porch sit, you know. They don't. And that's what they came here to do. People. Some, those, like, farming simulators, or like just like The Sims, where they just come in
Yeah.
and they just hang out, right? So some people are just here to hang out, right? Some people are here to play games within the games. Like, we created this whole money game, right? Money and capitalism is another game within the game. You know how we have,
So in
in, like,
practical
MMORPGs, you'll have.
so it doesn't matter where the consciousness
Yeah,
comes from. I don't we probably don't have
yeah,
any practical, as far as practical application of this knowledge, I doubt we have any differences. I think it would be hard for us to find a difference
yeah,
on how we should be living our life based on whatever we think consciousness is, you know?
right.
I think we have a very
Yeah,
similar
I just,
approach.
yeah, I feel I just find more comfort
So,
so I find comfort in this framework, because everyone has their own framework of reality, right? And I encourage people to kind of come to that themselves. This video game kind of analogy for me really helps, because it's like, then whenever I do find myself in kind of downward spirals, I just remember, it's like, oh, it's just another experience. It's just another. It doesn't actually. This is just another part of this game. This is just another part of this path that I've chosen to play. Right. So, it just gives me a little bit more comfort in that sense. But
I'm not
you're
going to
absolutely
argue with
right. I mean,
something
as
that
long
brings
as
you
it's,
comfort. And you might be right. I mean, your opinion is just as valid
yeah,
as mine. We're both just what we observe,
yeah,
and who's to say, really? Like, we're we don't know anything.
yeah,
We're just like animals that are here. Like, what are we supposed to know? You know?
yeah. No, exactly. And so, this is my video game view of reality is a fun one for me, and I'm enjoying playing it.
I'm happy for you. You clearly are enjoying it. And that's what has drawn me and many other people
I
to
am.
you.
I'm having the best time.
We've got about 3 minutes left. I usually cap these at 90
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
We
Oh
could call
wow,
it
has it
now,
been?
unless there's something
Yeah.
else you want to get in, or
Uh, I mean, I can keep going for hours and hours. So it's up to you.
well, we can have you on again in a few
Um,
months. I mean, I'm happy to keep talking after I stop record. I just don't want the cam chat itself to hit 90 minutes because I'm not sure how patient my 15 viewers are going to be.
and I'm sure they don't want to just hear some of the random philosophies and theories, you know.
Whatever comes up,
This is
man.
the kind of stuff that
It's
Corey and
like
I talk. Yeah,
it's like they sat down at the campfire with us. You know, they're just there to hang out. Whatever comes up.
exactly what I would be
Someday we
talking
will
about
be at an
around the
actual.
campfire.
Someday we will be at an actual, not a fire, but well, possibly a fire.
Yeah.
You said you have a sister in Philly?
Yes.
I mean, that's an excuse to come out
I
here.
do. I do.
You know?
Uh, no, she can visit over here. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, my sister's in Philly and my parents are in Jersey again now, actually. So, yeah, they are. They were in Florida for a couple years after my dad retired, but they're back in Jersey now, helping taking
All right.
care of my grandma. But yeah,
You're gonna be
but
taking care
yeah,
of your
I mean,
grandma.
well,
About that.
my mom is taking care of
Oh, your
my
mom is.
grandma,
Yeah.
but
Okay. All right.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So,
give me one last sentence.
one last sentence. Any context? Let's see. Shoot. Nah, I always had some great lines, but what
You
do
have
I?
3 minutes to think about
Let's
this.
see.
There's no rush.
Okay. Mm. Well, actually, how about instead of this uh line, I have a question. So this was something that was asked me the other day or a couple weeks ago. So you know the um four ways of playing this game, right? What is there's power, there's money, there's pleasure, and there's fame, right? So of those four, what do you
That's a
like? What do
song,
you
isn't it?
choose?
That's a song. Money, power,
That is
something, fame.
yeah,
Love is just a choose your weapon to play the game. Love is just
choose
a
the
drug
game.
for
Yeah,
fun.
love is just a drug from God. That's what it said.
Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
But
Yeah, I
but
think that's
someone
right.
asked me this question. Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
from God? I
Yeah,
always
it's a
thought it was
Chris Lake
for
song.
fun. I'm gonna
No,
have to look up those
they
lyrics.
said love is just a drug. They
Well, I
said
got those
love
lyrics
is
wrong
just a
for the
drug from
whole
God.
time. All right.
Yeah. So, but someone was asking me this question. It's like, okay, of these four, what is it that motivates you uh, in life, if at all?
Is that your question? Money,
That's my
power,
question.
pleasure,
Of these
fame.
four, power, yeah, and fame can be. It doesn't have to be like celebrity fame. It can be like prestige or honor or like just
Status.
having people, respect you. Status, yes, like status, yeah. Which of these are motivators for your life, if any of them?
All right. Well, I will leave that question for the viewers. All right. Thank you
Well, you're not
so
gonna
much.
answer it yourself?
Thank you. I gotta think about it. I can't. I don't know. I can't answer that on the spot. So thank you so much, Kartik and Corey. I really
Okay.
appreciate you coming on. Always a pleasure. And don't hang up. I'm just gonna stop the recording. And
I won't.
all right, we're out. Good night, campers. Sleep tight, and I'll see you out there in the universe.